What is going on, members of the Burger Empire? Brian here for Body by Burgers. And now that the Dubai CrossFit Championships are over, I guess it's time to go over some things. So basically, I'm going to do a little bit different style video. I'm going to throw out news, some fashion, some things that people maybe were wondering about and trying to explain them. I'll go over some results, some highlights from workouts, everything else like that. So what I'm going to start with the ladies' fashion. Why not? So I watched Event 1 live, and I'm telling you, my girl, Sarah Sigmundsdottir, bringing the fashion on Event 1.
21:59 swim. Now we in I would say a very rough ocean. Sigmundsdottir.
Yeah, pretty good look, right? One-piece bathing suit, swimming cap, goggles on, doing some, sweet kettlebell snatches. Doesn't look like it would be the most comfortable thing to work out in, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. And then you got men coming up. Mr. Mat Fraser.
I'm really shocked that we still have a shirt on. Okay, there we go.
If you notice, Mr. Mat Fraser, the only one in that workout that decided, hey, I'm going to wear some shoes and a shirt on the beach in the sand, and I have to run and swim. I don't get it, but I do. So lots of people, I watched this event live, Event 1, and lots of people were like, why is he wearing shoes? Why is he wearing shoes? Why is he wearing shoes? A lot of people could argue that it's a lot easier to do those front squats. It's a lot easier to do those kettlebell snatches in shoes. It gives you more stability, blah, 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 blah. Why is he wearing a shirt? Well, honestly, when it came right down to it, why is he wearing a shirt? Well, he's sponsored by Nike, and these sanctioned events aren't Reebok sanctioned events. So he can wear whatever he wants, and he's probably getting a bunch of sponsorship dollars out of that. So that's my explanation as to why Mat Fraser was wearing Nike shoes and a Nike shirt. So now into the event highlights. So about the only event that I got to watch live for this was Event 1, which was the kettlebell snatches, followed by the kettlebell front squats, and then a 350 meter swim. The kettlebells were done in a 21:15.9 complex. The second event, pretty sure it was just a run on like an assault runner with a bunch of swimming, but the most exciting part was this.
Looks like a foot race between Mat Fraser and Street Horner, and Horner will lose his buoy.
Mat Fraser in a foot race. Some of the other events that I know I definitely wouldn't want to do, that's right, a desert run. 4K of it in a vest. The other 4K, not in a vest. 8K total in the desert. Brutal. Not what I want to do. Here's what some of the athletes look like crossing the finish line on that one. From that event, we all know it's not Fraser's favorite. Those events started gearing towards somebody like Sam Briggs. They're long endurance events. She's known for that pancake. She's known that she's willing to get there and willing to go there. But from there, they go into their tennis stadium, I think it was, and out come the barbells. What happens when there's weights and barbells involved? The champ himself, comes in and starts to dominate, and dominate he did. They had a snatch event. Well, we all know everyone's gonna go heavy at a snatch event, and here comes Fraser, being the weightlifting champion he is, and throws up a 143 kilo snatch. For those of you who don't know what 143 kilos is, it's about 302 pounds. Here it is. Pretty darn impressive. I mean, I hit like 145 pound snatch, and it was ugly, so I got some work to do. On the women's side, it was about like 93 kilos, 94 kilos I think it was, that ended up winning it. And at that point, Laura Horvath ended up pulling out of the event with a back injury. So let's just hope that that's nothing serious, and let's hope she can get back into it and hopefully compete at another sanctioned event so that she can qualify for the games, because it's nice to see that young blood going into that. So let's talk about the winners. The winners from the ladies group, your top three: Sam Briggs, Jamie Green, Sarah Sigmundsdottir. I said I was hoping for Sarah Sigmundsdottir, but I also said you never know. You can never count out Sam Briggs. And Sam Briggs was the winner of this one. Kudos to her. I said you can never count her out, and she ended up winning the final event as well. And on winning the final event, there was like a $30,000 cash prize, and I believe she was the only woman to finish it within the time cap, and not by a little margin. You can see the big margin here. So if you see her crossing the finish line, she is literally walking to the line, celebrating, as both Jamie Green and Sarah Sigmundsdottir are still doing their walking lunges, their overhead dumbbell walking lunges. So congrats to Sam. They interviewed her after, and they said, so what are your plans now that this event is over?
I'll probably have a little bit of an off season. Just try and concentrate on a few weaknesses, try get this elbow stronger. I'm still going to do the Australian one. All the flights are booked, but I can take the pressure off myself and actually just enjoy it there.
So as you can tell, she's going to start throttling back her training and rehabilitating her elbow. She missed going into the open part of the CrossFit Games last year due to that elbow injury. So she's going to rehab that, make sure she's 100% going back to the CrossFit Games this year, because she has punched her ticket. And that is where I made the mistake last video. I thought it was top 2 that make it. It's only the top 1. So it's great to see that she's back, and not to mention, she is much older than all the other competitors. Like, you look at Sarah Sigmundsdottir, she's about 25 years old, and Laura Horvath, I think, is 21 years old. And you've got Sam Briggs coming in here, 37 years old, and just crushing life. So that just goes to show you, if you train smart, train properly, there is longevity in this sport of CrossFit. Now, going to the men's side. I don't think there was any surprise here. We all knew that the champ was coming, and he was most likely going to win this event. There's some long endurance events that maybe weren't geared towards his specialty, but of course, the last half of the events were. What's going to shock you is maybe how much money was on the line for Mat Fraser, but he did win overall. He did win the the final workout for the $30,000. In the top 3 here, Mat Fraser, BK Carl Gudensson, and Willie Georges. Really no surprises. Pretty much every athlete that I said to watch out for. And when it comes to the team side, Team Invictus won that one. But what was most interesting, watching the live stream afterwards, was interviewing Mat Fraser. Here's a couple things he had to say about, what's next.
I'll definitely throttle back on training for a little bit. I trained with Tia Toomey down in Cookville, and she helped me train for this competition. She's doing Wodapalooza, so I told her I'd help her keep training with her up until that. But I'll throttle back, take some time, travel, enjoy some off season.
They asked him what's next. He says he's going to throttle back training, but not completely, because, well, he's got to help Tia Toomey train for Wodapalooza. So what is more dangerous than the champ? Well, the champ training with the other champ. So it's going to be a pretty crazy offseason. And I only think that when it comes to Tia Toomey and Mat Fraser, they're only going to push each other. They're only going to get stronger, and we might see a dominant duo there in the women's field and the men's field for the next 5-6 years to come. Sorry, Rich Froning, but there's a good chance that your 4-year record is on the line here. And it's kind of funny because throughout these events, Mat Fraser, as soon as they start getting into that stadium, collecting firsts, and he won the first workout. With that being said, there was $3,000 on the line every event win, and $2,000 for second place, and $30,000 on the line for that last workout. And then $20,000 if you win. And then. But the crazy part was, we didn't really see Mat Fraser go 100% until that very last workout. Everyone noticed that. So they asked him, why'd you go 100%?
You know, the mindset, you know, part of it was, you know, I didn't want to completely coast my way in. But then a good incentive is they put up 30,000 for that one event. So I'll push hard for 30 grand.
Let's face it, he said because there was 30 grand on the line. If I was competing in that event, probably would have died trying to get that $30,000 because, let's face it, that's pretty much what I make in a year. And he did it in 12 minutes. A little bit jealous, but kind of makes me wish I got into this whole fitness and sport thing sooner, but what do you do? Then they asked him as well, are you going to compete in more sanctioned events? And I'm pretty sure I've never seen a bigger smile from his face like this one.
So do you think we'll see you at any other sanctioned events coming up?
Yes.
Well, congratulations here.
So yes, we are going to see Mat Fraser in more sanctioned events this year. Why not? If you know you're going to win or do well, why not go for some money? But that raises a couple questions. Who would go to the games if Mat Fraser competes and wins? Simple logic. The person that finished second. That's really the rumors that I've heard. None of this, again, is confirmed yet, but going through what I can find in the information side of what CrossFit has released, that's the plans. Is if a competitor has already booked their ticket to the games and competes in another sanctioned event, it is the subsequent finisher, so the second place finisher, that ends up going to the games. Again, congrats to everybody that had a podium finish at the Dubai CrossFit Championships. Your top 3 for the individual women: Sam Brings, Jamie Green, Sarah Sigmundsdottir. Top 3 individuals were Mat Fraser, BK Carl Gubinson, and Willie Georges. And then, of course, on the team side, we had Team Invictus with Lauren Fisher and Rasmus Anderson taking the title over there. So those are the people that have already made their way to the CrossFit Games. They don't have to do anything more until the games if they don't want to. And I don't know, maybe this is my lazy side coming out. I probably wouldn't, but that is the video today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. Comment in the comment section below if you're surprised by any of the people where they finished on this in this event. Subscribe. It's the only way to become a member of the Burger Empire. And until next time, everybody, Burger Power.